You may have seen this painting before, perhaps on a postcard, a coffee mug, or a wall poster. For many, it is considered Van Gogh's most remarkable work. But do you think Van Gogh was living his best period when he created this masterpiece? Was it the product of a time when he felt at peace and comfortable? No. You might be surprised, but the Starry Night was painted during Van Gogh's stay in a mental hospital, a period filled with deep loneliness, inner turmoil, and silent screams reflecting the view he saw from the window of his room. In that small room in Saint-Rémy, behind the window, and amidst his solitude, he merged the landscape with his emotions. Sometimes our deepest pains can transform into our greatest inspirations. Some musicians write songs from heartbreak. Some writers turn their darkest nights into stories. Van Gogh was one of those who poured his suffering onto the canvas. The swirling stars, the undulating sky, the luminous village rising from darkness. All of it depicted the thin line between chaos and hope in his mind. His use of thick, textured layers of paint and bold brushstrokes highlighted Van Gogh's unique style. Yellow and blue, his most frequently used colors, dominate this nocturnal scene. Deep blues and cobalt evoke melancholy, serenity, sensitivity, and a sense of infinity, while bright yellows and whites symbolize light, hope, and spiritual energy, showing that even in the midst of his sorrow, the painting radiates vitality and life. The cypress tree in the painting has been interpreted as a symbol of death. Some suggest that the yellow tones became more prominent due to side effects of the medications he was taking, influencing the colors in his works. Created in 1889, the painting measures 73 by 92 centimeters. It is considered a post-impressionist work and a precursor to neo-impressionism and expressionism. The original painting is housed at the Museum of Modern Art in New York. A brief look at Van Gogh's life. Vincent van Gogh was born on March 30th, 1853, in Zundert, Netherlands. His father was a pastor, and his mother was a strict figure. From childhood, Van Gogh was introverted and emotionally sensitive, beginning to draw at the age of 9. In his youth, he became a preacher under his father's guidance, but his weak oratory skills and overly passionate behavior ended this path. Afterward, at age 26, he fully devoted himself to painting. Van Gogh shared a close bond with his brother Theo, who supported him financially and emotionally. Theo covered all of Van Gogh's art supplies and encouraged him, playing a crucial role in the development of Van Gogh's art. To better understand their dialogue, the book Letters to Theo is a recommended read. Throughout his life, Van Gogh faced poverty, loneliness, and emotional disappointments. His sensitive and highly perceptive nature often magnified and dramatized events. His unrequited love for his cousin Key, along with other relationships, destabilized his mental balance. In romantic matters, he was passionate but impulsive. From age 27, he fully devoted himself to painting, studying under his relative Anton Mauve in The Hague. In 1886, he moved to Paris, where he met prominent artists such as Lautrec, Bernard, and Gauguin. Influenced by the Impressionists, he began using colors more freely and painting outdoors, plein air, often capturing the landscapes of the fields. In 1888, Van Gogh moved to Arles, where he experienced his most productive period, drawing inspiration from nature's colors. However, his mental struggles persisted. Following a quarrel with his friend Paul Gauguin, he famously cut off his own ear, an act he even depicted in a painting. This incident led to his admission to a mental hospital. Even during his hospitalization, Van Gogh continued to paint, channeling his pain and loneliness into art. It was during this time that he created some of his most famous works, including the Starry Night. Van Gogh passed away at the young age of 37. In his short life, he produced nearly 2,000 works, yet he did not sell a single painting while alive. His works gained global recognition posthumously, becoming some of the most treasured pieces in art history. It is often assumed that artistic inspiration and motivation emerge from a stable mind, stress-free conditions, and comfort. The stereotype is that artists from privileged backgrounds can create quality works if their environment is favorable. Van Gogh, however, was far from comfortable. His deep emotional intensity, perception, and thoughtfulness are woven into each work. A superficial person may produce art, but it rarely draws the viewer in. There's often something missing, even if unconsciously. Being deeply sensitive and feeling emotions intensely can make life harder, but it is also a potential source of power. In my view, Van Gogh's posthumous fame, the films about him, and the admiration his art commands all stem from this profound personality and authentic self. Feeling intensely is not a flaw. What matters is how we transform that sensitivity. Van Gogh chose to channel his emotions and pain through painting. Some writers turn strange ideas into stories. Some comedians transform traumatic experiences into humor. Pain, loneliness, and emotional intensity can become material for creation. Art is a tool for this transformation. So the next time you experience a painful or overwhelming emotion, remember, these are not merely obstacles to overcome. They can be a potential source of power and a material to work with. You don't have to be a painter or artist. These emotions could fuel a creative solution, personal transformation, or even a business idea. Instead of asking, "Why is this happening to me? Why do I always suffer? Why always me?" Instead of this, ask yourself, how can I turn this feeling into something that serves me? How can this intensity become a source of strength? Viewed from this perspective, perhaps your own starry night is waiting for you.